Richard Sibbes, Antidotum contra naufragium, Episode 2. Cum autem salva doctrina salva sint omnia, urget curdram hupotu poseos, sacrorum verborum quam ut fortius premat repetita hortatione, sed aliis verbis utitur, custodi depositum, etc. Moreover, because by saving doctrine, salva doctrina, I'm taking these as feminine singular ablative of means, by saving doctrine, salva sint omnia, all things are safe, and these are just pieces of chaff from the above line. By saving doctrine, or by sound instruction, all things are made or become or simply exist as sound or salva. He urges, and this is with reference to Paul, he advises or he persuades the kuram, the careful attention to, the hupotuposeos, and this is the Greek word in the nominative hupotuposis, and thus what we have here is the genitive singular of this feminine noun, so feminine singular and genitive. And the word means the outline or the sketch, the summary. So Paul urget, he advises a careful attention to the structure of the sacred words. Now for the sake of review, cum, plus a subjunctive here, has three possible meanings broadly considered. It can be temporal, it can be causal, and it can be adversative, which is sometimes called concessive. And although temporal and circumstantial are not the same thing, they are sometimes used interchangeably to describe cum with the subjunctive. So the temporal would typically be translated as when, the causal as since or because, and the concessive as although. And it is only context that will help one determine which of these is being used. In the case of the adversative or concessive, the main clause is often introduced with or includes tamen. So even though this is the case, nevertheless, in this instance we have to decide based on context, and I'm taking it as causal. This genitive, hupotuposeos, dependent on kuram, is an objective genitive, a care for, a care of the structure or the outline. And this one, sacrorum verborum, is a genitive in the neuter and plural, which is in turn dependent on hupotuposeos, and I'm taking it as possessive. Now kuram, here in the feminine singular accusative, has a modifier, quam, etc., which care, in order that he might drive it home more forcefully, fortius is a comparative adverb, more forcefully than merely by the exhortation being repeated, but, said, he uses other words, custodi depositum, etc. It may just be my own limitations, but I do not find the style and syntax here especially lucid. The main verb urget is independent, and it is parallel to utitur, separated by sed. Cum through omnia is a subordinate clause, and quam through hortatione, likewise subordinate. So he urges or invokes the kuram, but he uses other words. That's the basic sentence. And then these two subordinate clauses. And finally, he uses other words, saying, custodi depositum, safeguard the deposit, etc. The map here shows the county of Suffolk, where Sibbes is said to have been born.